Hey kids, remember Altered Beast? This game was originally released with the Sega Genesis. Actually, you guys wouldn't be kids right now. You guys would actually be at least 20 or 30. God, I feel old. And actually, to tell you something, I never actually played Altered Beast before Sega Smash Pack on the Dreamcast. I actually think I first synced this game at Putt-Putt Golf when I was a kid. Just never wanted to play it. And Putt-Putt Golf was an awesome golf course for kids. And take that to all those people who have Dave & Buster's.
Rise from your grave.
Bad English at the start of the game already. Well, the plot of this game is just we are an undead Centaurian sent off to rescue Zeus's daughter. I don't know her name and I don't know the villain's name, but we all know that we're all gonna get some poutine afterwards. Some altered bestiality. Basically, you just go around beating up all the enemies in your way. Just a simple side-scrolling beat 'em up. Until you come across this flashing white wolf. You give him a nice kick to his head, and then after that you get some super steroids. And then you get buffer and you rip off that shirt. And the more white wolves you kill, the buffer you get. And that does not actually make me want to go out and try that in real life. But I need to get buff next week because I need to go to Miami. And trust me, I'm gonna need that steroid buff because out in Florida right now, there are zombies invading.
Power up.
Now the magic number is 3, and once you collect 3 of those orbs from the white wolves, you transform into an altered beast. And depending on which level you're at, they can do specific things, like shoot Kamehamehas out of one hand, you could get a Hell Dragon that shoots lightning sparks out of itself, or you could use a bear that turns people into stone. Yeah, I will stick to the tiger. He's my favorite. While this game isn't all that sophisticated and long, it's only 5 levels actually, but you need to kill all 3 wolves before you can make it to the boss so you can transform and he can transform himself and turn into a giant mess of, I don't know what the hell this is. He looks like a puke giant. But anyway, after you beat him after one level, then you go on to the next level and it just gets harder and harder. I especially hate these blue guys. It kind of reminds me of Twain from Ugly Americans. Except this one isn't gay. Now I'm playing the arcade version of Altered Beast, which is actually the hardest version of this game, and it's a lot harder than the Genesis version, and this game was also released on the iPad recently, and also it was released on Sonic's Genesis collection for the PS3 and I think the 360. So you can pick your poison and play this game. It's actually not that bad, it's pretty short, and it makes you feel like a man beast, a majestical beast. You know, the best thing about the arcade version though is that in the ending credits that they actually show that this game was actually a movie. That must have been like a really high budget movie back then, because back in the 80s, werewolves was the shit. Remember Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox? And no, not the shitty sequel. They never had the same actors back then. Speaking of sequels, I should actually ask Lone Ouija could he play the PS2 version of the newest version of Altered Beast with 3D graphics and all that jazz, because it was never released over here in America. Now excuse me, I have to go poke an Englishman with a stick until he plays Altered Beast for the PS2.